Jenny.
What you doing?
Nothing.
What you wearing there, buddy?
Just a blanket.
You look like a wise man. This is my son, JC.
Hello.
And I love him very, very much. We have to speak up. You gonna speak up?
Yes.
We are here to start our series on 13 Reasons Why. Astrid Victoria is going to join us in later episodes, but today we are going to start with episode 1 of 13 Reasons Why. Jace, why are we doing this?
Well, because first of all, we have very mixed emotions about this series because a lot of the stuff that happens in this show is very, very, I don't know what to say. It's just like really, really bad stuff, and it involves that the parents are not, supporting their child, and they're not doing anything about the situation, and they're not caring about their kids. And that's a lot of what's going on in the series, and there's a lot of very messed up stuff.
Yeah. Now, JC and I are going to sometimes agree, sometimes we're going to disagree, and this is a perfect opportunity for us to disagree, because we have taught our kids that it is okay to disagree, right? We're not robots. We don't all have to think the same way, right? And JC is saying something that probably, okay, let's just start from here. The protagonist of the show is Hannah, and the show starts with Clay, who was the best friend of hers, receiving a packet of what?
A pack? Oh, the tapes, right?
Yeah, how many tapes?
13, 14.
Yeah, I think it's like 12 tapes, and each one has a side, right?
Yeah.
So side A, at the end of the day, it's 13 reasons why she
committed suicide.
And so it's an interesting plot. Somebody commits suicide and leaves tapes, and people have to listen to the tapes, because if not, their guilt, their responsibility in her death is going to be published. And so, that's why people feel obligated to listen to the tapes. But one of the things that I noticed, and this is where JC and I probably not necessarily disagree, but have somewhat different opinions. He was saying, parents are not showing interest in their kids or whatever, but it seems to me that Hannah was very secretive.
True. Yeah.
She was going through a lot, but I don't think that her parents knew, right? And JC, it's hard to be a parent sometimes, because you have to work to support your family. You have things to do, and then kids are not necessarily very forthcoming, right? I mean, how many times you've come from school and you have been tired and you haven't necessarily want to go into details, right?
Yeah, but I think a part of that is raising your child to trust the parents, so that if the child is in a crisis like that situation, that she can openly talk to that situation with her parents.
Sure. But let's talk about it from the perspective of a teenager that's watching you right now. You are an 11-year-old boy, very mature 11-year-old boy. What should a child do if their parents are not paying a lot of attention? If parents are just kind of because that's going to happen, and that's going to be the case with the majority of parents, right? So any suggestions? What should a child do if they're going through tough times and their parents are not paying attention?
Well, from a Christian point of view, I would say seek help from God. That is very, very crucial in a situation like that, but I'm not going to push it because I don't want to be that person. I would just, I don't know. I've never been in that type of situation before, so it's like kind of hard.
But you were bullied
Hmm.
when you were much younger.
Yeah.
You had a kid that, tell us what happened.
Well, he would just always start these really ridiculous fights, and sometimes he would even hit me. And it was at a private school, and they allowed it for some reason. I don't know why. They couldn't notice it. I mean, there was one instance where he just hit me, and I had like a really big pain on my forehead for like a really long time, and of course he got in trouble for that because I told somebody about it for the first time, you know. And that is crucial. You need to tell somebody about it.
Yeah.
For people at any age.
Yeah.
Just you need to tell somebody.
I see a lot of Hannah in 13 Reasons Why it's doing like, poor me. I was going through nobody knew. I mean, how the heck are people supposed to help you if you don't tell them?
Yeah.
Right?
How are you going to get answers when you don't ask questions, right? Like if you don't get help, that's what I was trying to say.
Exactly.
You know?
So going back to your situation, you had told us that, right?
Exactly.
Sorry, I was going to say the name. delete. I will edit this out.
Yes.
You had told us that this kid was a pain. So we knew that he was a pain, and we knew that he was challenging. We knew even during a promotion from one grade to the other that he said something to you really nasty about me, remember?
Oh yeah, he was being a little not racist. Just about
my weight. Yeah. And so he was just your typical bully, and you stood up to him as much as you could, but it was getting out of control. And then it got an all-time high. He did that to you, but then he went beyond that, and he said that he was going to do what to you the next day. Remember?
Oh, well, that was a time skip of like 2 years, but yeah, he threatened to like kill me with a specific type of knife. I don't remember exactly what it was.
And JC told us. And you know what we did? JC stayed home the next day, and we went and we spoke to the principal. And we had to actually put some pressure because it was like it's his word against his word. I'm like, no, hold on a second, because this other kid, he already had a reputation.
Yeah.
And we actually spoke to the teacher, and the teacher spoke on our behalf and said no. I mean, JC has a lot of credibility because he's respectful and he's kind. I know he's not making this up.
And again, this school is very, very like. They don't take these situations, I don't want to say seriously, but they don't take them professionally.
They are very risk averse.
Yes,
they want to avoid conflict and risk.
And he did get suspended the next day, but it was not specifically for my situation. It was because he threw a few rocks at a kid, and the kid started bleeding. And you want to know how many days he got suspended for? He got suspended for 1 day.
Exactly.
And I think that is very irresponsible of the school, and that doesn't teach the kid a lesson.
Yeah. Now he did calm down a little.
He did, yeah.
And he did stop messing with you because he got confronted because adults got involved. So sometimes, I mean, and he never became a saint. I mean, he stayed being the bully that he was. But he never pushed the envelope as far as he did that day because he knew it would no longer go unnoticed. And it all started because you were brave enough to say something.
Yeah, tell somebody in a high or an authority or anybody, you know.
And so, you know, if you are in a situation like Hannah, you know, I mean, here's the other thing. I mean, from the very beginning, Hannah wants to date. She has this great friend, his name is Clay, but she chooses Justin, is it? Justin, because Justin, she says, is the complete high school experience.
Which I have no idea what that means, but
probably because all the girls wanted him, and so if you got a guy like that in football or whatever, Then, I mean, what the heck is the rush?
Yeah.
What's the rush? I mean, something I've taught Astrid and JC is go out with friends. It is perfectly okay, JC as a preteen and Astrid Victoria as a teenager, it is perfectly okay for them to have crushes on boys and girls respectively. It's okay? But we've taught them, don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry. And don't place yourself in situations where you're basically giving someone, figuratively speaking, a gun for them to shoot at you. Hannah placed herself in situations where she opened herself for rumors and innuendos and lies. Now, I'm not saying that it was okay the way she was treated, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what her classmates did, the rumors they started, Justin telling people that she had done things that she had not done, that was absolutely wrong.
Yeah, but again, it's half of her fault that she got herself into that situation, right?
The world's an ugly place.
Yeah.
And the sooner we realize it, the better. The world is not full with honest, beautiful people. It's the truth. And so you have got to be careful. You have to be careful who you befriend. You have to be careful who you are with. Very, very many episodes later, Hannah gets raped.
Mm-hmm.
But she gets raped because she goes into a hot tub in her underwear. Like, really? And so she spends the whole 13 reasons why telling people why it is their responsibility that she was pushed to the edge to commit suicide. The one thing she fails to do very openly, as far as I'm concerned, JC, is take responsibility for her poor choices.
Exactly. That's the one, like, yeah, she acts like I don't know, she acts like a drama queen throughout the whole series. She always you know, she always like cries about the things that
That are happening to her.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And she just doesn't realize that she's getting herself into those situations.
Yeah.
And it's really weird. And she gets she gets involved with the wrong people.
Yeah.
That's a main factor.
Yeah. And like, girls, you don't need to fall in love with every guy you meet. And guys, you don't know. Be young, have fun, have a bunch of friends. And man, Daisy, like, the whole show is full of profanity.
Mm-hmm.
Every kid in that series swears. Why? Why, JC?
I mean, I don't know, to be honest.
Well, you go to middle school now.
Yeah.
You go to a public school.
And it's more common that kids are swearing at a middle school than it was a few years ago.
Why don't you swear?
Well, because I believe in God, obviously, and also it's just unnecessary, and it's the wrong way to express your emotions and anger. And some people just do it just to be cool and noticed, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, you know, people, I don't know why, but people think it's cool to swear. And in one of my, in my first period class at school, my partner sitting next to me, she would just repeatedly drop the F-bomb for no reason at all. She was like, F this, F me, blah, 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 blah. And I got so annoyed. And I kindly told her to stop, and then she just said F you, so I didn't talk to her for the rest of the class, and I kept to myself. But that's just one of the situations I'm talking about. And sometimes why these kids are getting influenced to do this is by their parents, online.
Yeah, you learn that stuff, right?
You learn it.
But at the end of the day, probably the first the one lesson that we want to communicate in this analysis of the first episode of 13 Reasons Why is you are only a victim if you make yourself to be a victim. You have a choice. You have a choice not to be looking for love in the wrong places. You have a choice not to surround yourselves with the wrong friends. You have a choice if someone attacks you, if someone is doing something wrong, you have a choice to speak up.
Exactly.
And talk about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What other choices do they have? Based on what we've spoken about.
To not get yourself involved with the wrong people.
Yeah.
You know, just there's a lot of stuff you could choose not to do. It's just the situation that all these teenagers are getting themselves in. There's just a lot of reasons, you know. It's. I mean, I personally think the show makes it a little dramatic, and I don't think that happens a lot at high schools. Mm-hmm. But I do think the objectifying woman is like a lot of what men do now, or no, teenagers is what they do now. Even my sister told me it happens a lot at a high school. I mean, you know, it's just there's a lot of stuff. I mean, again, they kind of dramatize the show a little, but you know, a lot of the stuff in that show is pretty messed up, and the reason we're discussing it is because a lot of it is that it just needs to be pointed out on why it's wrong, and that's why we're here right now.
Yeah.
And it is coming from a Christian point of view, so.
Exactly. So, number one, if you are being victimized, if you are being bullied, if you're being lied, and it affects you the way, because sometimes you should be able to fix your own situation. Sometimes you should be able to stand above adversity. I don't think you come to us running every time you have a problem. You tell us when it's something that's really bothering you, right? Mm-hmm. But if it's really big, if it's really bothering you, speak up. And if your parents are busy, say, Mom, Dad, come on, stop. This is something important that I need to tell you. Rather than going like, they're too busy for me, so I'll keep it to myself.
Exactly.
What kind of stupid behavior is that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's one, right? Don't be a victim. Make better choices. Who you associate with. If something's bothering you, speak up. Speak up to school authorities. If they don't hear you, speak up to your parents. Speak up.
Do it.
Do it, right? Number two, you have a choice. Choose your friends wisely, right?
Exactly.
Choose your words wisely.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what choice do people have, JC, if they see somebody spreading false rumors or spreading rumors about a classmate?
I mean, just one of the things you should do is talk to the school staff about the situation.
Rather than joining in, right?
Exactly. That's the mistake a lot of people make for no reason. They get themselves involved with that crap when they could report it and the situation could be resolved in an instant. You know, it's weird.
Absolutely. So don't join the group. I mean, you want to be cool, find cool people like you to join you. Don't feel that you have to join the wrong crowd, right? And maybe number three is to parents and people in position of authority. Stop, slow down, pay attention. JC, sometimes when you tell me that your day in school was okay, do I ask more questions? Well, sometimes I do.
Sometimes you do.
Sometimes I don't.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like what? Why do you think I ask questions? Like detailed questions?
Because you care about me.
I want to know.
Yeah.
And sometimes there were things that he wasn't planning to tell me, but because I asked questions, I got him to talk. And sometimes parents, all it takes is for you to slow down and pay attention to your child.
Exactly. Parents, I know I'm pretty young, but like what we're saying right now is very, very important. You need to pay attention to your child. You know, I'm not saying ask like a lot, unnecessary stuff to the point where you annoy your child, but always ask them how they are and what they're doing and how they're feeling, you know, stuff like that. And you know,
Yeah. Something that is very apparent in this first episode is that all the parents are telling their kids, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" Because someone just killed herself. But we don't need to wait for a tragedy to happen, right? We can do that on a regular basis. I mean, what good is it to buy your kids the best iPhone, the best iPad, the best electronics, the best games, if their heart is not being taken care of? You need to take care of their hearts. Because these little kids think a lot. And sometimes we look at them and they're young or whatever. We're like, what problems can they probably have? Oh, they have problems. And sometimes they need us to slow down and let them talk, right? Let them express. Would you like to say any final thoughts as we wrap up our first review of our first episode and first season of 13 Reasons Why?
Just a summary of not getting yourself involved in the wrong people. That there are a lot of screwed up things that happen in the world, even to young people.
Yeah.
Parents, pay attention to your child, and you need to know what's going on with what they're dealing with, because you never know, they could be having suicidal thoughts at any time and you may not be knowing about it.
Absolutely.
So I'm not saying that parents don't care about their children, sorry. Of course you do. Every parent cares about their child. I'm saying you just need to pay attention to what's going on with them.
Yep.
And that's basically my summary of what we're talking about today, my conclusion.
Absolutely. And finally, if you are considering suicide, if you are depressed, we are right now on the screen, you are going to see the number of the National Suicide Prevention Hotline.
Mm-hmm.
Call that number. I mean, you can comment and you can tell us your opinions on how you feel about what we've been speaking about, but if you are really feeling suicidal and like you're gonna hurt yourself, or you know someone, please call this number, because the people that are going to reply in this line are professionally trained to handle situations like that. Finally, JC and I love Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's our source and our best friend. And so if we can help you pray for a situation that's affecting you, if we can help you in any way in your life journey, whether you're a parent, whether you're a child, whether you've lost someone to suicide, whether you're feeling suicidal, I mean, whatever. If we can help you in any way, let us know. Drop your comments and let us know. Share your thoughts of all of this that we've been talking about, and we'll come back soon.
And one last time,
Yes.
to anybody, even the adults watching this video, it is absolutely crucial, no matter what situation you are in, do not be embarrassed or scared to tell somebody about what you're going through.
Exactly. Speak up.
Speak up.
Don't be a victim.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be another number, right?
Yes.
We can do this. JC, this is our wrap up of our first review of 13 Reasons Why.
See you guys.
Bring it. Bye.
Bye.